This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. So Jeff Hardy returns after being out of the WWE for 3 years, and Edge maybe has the line of the night. He says, "Didn't you die 3 years ago?" And of course, Edge and Jeff brawl, and a match is made for later on in the night. Of course, this is all happening the Raw after the big pay-per-view, and we're setting the stage for our next pay-per-view. And this is very much the era where, we've got a pay-per-view every month, and I know at this point it had been the case for a while, but that's really priority number one in that era, right? On the heels of a big pay-per-view, you get started working on the next pay-per-view immediately because you've got 4 weeks to build and try to sell that show, right?
Well, it's any good promotion. I mean, you can go all the way back to the territory days, week to week. You're looking at what are you promoting for next week? What are you going to do to bring the audience in next week? So that's episodic television. That's promotion 101. You want to get your audience at their hottest, and you want to keep them on the hook and keep them going. So keep them invested. Just promotion 101.
So the question, I guess, is why program Jeff and Edge together so quickly when you already had Edge and Cena in such a hot top program? On the heels of SummerSlam, it still feels like there's meat on the bone. There's more life left in that. Is this just more about, hey, we got to introduce Jeff Hardy back into the mix? And why did it make sense for him to land on Raw rather than SmackDown?
Well, I think there's more than anything. It's timing, and you look at what you have at the time. What's hot, and introduce someone hot. You're going to perceive a top star when they come in on top versus bringing them in underneath, and that's how they're perceived.
Did SmackDown being a taped show perhaps hurt the surprise element? Like if you're going to have a surprise return, you want it on a live show, right?
Well, you know what? I mean, yes and no. And I don't, even to this day, I'm not and haven't ever really been a big proponent of, oh my God, it's taped, everyone will know. I subscribe to bullshit on that. I don't think everyone knows. I don't think everyone goes to the internet to see what the fuck they're going to watch. And if they do, then I hope that it's good enough that they're going to read it and say, well, man, I want to see that.
Well, but if that's really the attitude you have, why does the company hide guys in trailers all day? Why not just let them roam around?
Because you like to surprise everybody. That's why.
But didn't you just say it doesn't have to be a surprise? And
it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
You asked me about taping something.
Yeah.
And that's why we did it. And I say I still subscribe. But I subscribe to the bullshit as far as hiding people. I subscribe to, like, hey, Matt, go ahead and get it out. Let people buzz about it. Let people talk about it. I don't have a problem with that.
I guess there really is like two schools of thought. Like, when they debuted Eric Bischoff, right? They show him before they go to a commercial break. And then he makes the big debut after the commercial break. So he has a backstage segment, where he runs into Booker T or whatever.
Oh, tell me I didn't just see that or whatever.
But the idea, I think the methodology at the time was that gave people an opportunity to text their friends or call their friends and say, hey, you got to flip it over, right?
I got a question for you.
Shoot.
Have you ever been sitting at home watching a television show? Like, what's your favorite TV show besides Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown?
Dynamite. I don't know. Probably the.
Please. Yeah, I'll call double fuck you on that. I get your little. You got one over on you. No, folks, I listen and hear everything. I just refuse to comment. And fuck y'all, all y'all motherfuckers. Fuck you.
No, I like the Sunday HBO and Showtime shows.
Okay, so you like the Sunday HBO and Showtime shows.
Yeah, like Billions is back. That's a great show. I watch
Billions. Is a great show. I love Billions.
I watch Billions, yeah.
I'm a big fan of Billions.
Yeah.
I totally forget what the fuck point I was trying to make.
Well, me too, but shout out to Dan Soder. It's back. Billions is back.
Yeah, but what were we just talking about?
You said, I got a question for you. What's your favorite TV show? Now, I was talking about how Eric Bischoff did a tease.
Well, okay. So how many times you watching Billions?
Right.
Okay. And something happens and you pick up the phone and you call somebody and say, oh my God, did you see what Axe just did?
No, I've actually never done that.
Okay. What's my point? I think people watch TV to watch TV and be entertained and just enjoy. Man, be in the moment. If you got to critique and criticize everything that you watch and everything that you hear, man, in some ways it's kind of a, I don't know. I want to get lost. Entertainment's to be entertained, and you want to be entertained and lost in a moment and lost in time.
And sometimes when you break it down and analyze it too much, it strips all that away.
It strips all the fun away.
Yeah.
And you can watch something and go, hey man, maybe that wasn't what I liked tonight, or maybe that there was a lull in the story.
Some episodes are better than other, even in episodic television.
Exactly. Yeah. So just, I just always think, man, take it in the moment, and even I think in 2021, we look at everything in such a different lens, because I don't think that I even watch any live television at all. And you go back to 2006.
Sports. You watch sports live.
I don't even watch sports live because I don't like sitting through the commercials.
Yeah.
I'll come in late where I figure in my head I can fast forward through the commercials and pick it up live for the finish.
Yeah.
Okay? But I can skim through the rest of the shit and I see the good stuff.
Well, see, like Alabama games, I'm going to watch those live because I'm a super fan. But when it comes
you
to
only watch the first 15 minutes.
But when it comes to like NBA playoffs, I know, man, just watch the last 5 minutes.
You told me you only watch the first 15 minutes of Alabama games.
Well, that's when it's a blowout. So like this Sunday or Saturday, tomorrow.
So you only watch the first 15 minutes of Alabama games.
A lot of times, yeah.
Okay.
I'm watching very intently, and then it's like, okay, this one's kind of done. I do want to mention, though, I do think you're onto something with people being overly critical to the point where they can't enjoy the show anymore. Well, there was somebody leaked a video of the set of the NXT 2.0, and I quote tweeted it and said, man, this looks awesome, because it was sort of old school feeling. I like the way the chairs were, blah, blah, blah. And the guy responded underneath, I don't like the chairs. And I quote tweeted it and said, boy, this is wrestling Twitter in 2020. I'm just complimentary of, hey, I like the new look. And I don't like the chairs. I'm like, God, is that where we are with breaking down and analyzing wrestling? And I don't like the chairs. You're not going to see the fucking chairs. There'll be people.
I'm not going to watch a Los Angeles football game because I don't like the stadium.
Yeah, that's a little weird, isn't it?
That's a little over. All right, like what, I
don't like the chairs.
Where's the place where they have the blue AstroTurf, Oregon?
No, they're green. You mean Boise State?
Boise State.
Yeah,
and it's blue. No, it's blue.
It is blue.
It is blue.
But Oregon's green is what I was saying. So
yeah,
they wouldn't have a blue
I
field.
get it. Yeah, I know. I realize it when the words came out of my mouth. Okay, damn it. But that's annoying. That I won't watch it just because it's hard to follow. I can't.
No, I get it. It takes you out of it.
Yeah, you're colorblind, so it's all green to you.
Somebody was giving JR shit the other day because he called Paul White Big Show. And somebody tweeted him and said, I couldn't enjoy the show after that. It really took me out of it. And it's like, is that real? I don't know. Some of the analysis and breakdown and complaints in wrestling Twitter are just something else. I don't like the chairs. We're in the U.S. Open part of the WWE/USA relationship. So Raw has basically moved to Sci-Fi for the next 2 weeks. Do you remember this being just the most frustrating piece of the USA relationship in that era?
Between that and the Westminster Dog Show, they can both kiss my ass.
What did Vince hate more back then? Being preempted for dogs or tennis?
Look, man, at least tennis. Yeah, tennis.
But still, it ain't dogs.
Anything that preempts you're not happy with.
Right. So let's talk about business for a minute here. The earnings report comes out, and there's one business correlation I want to bring up. Pay-per-views are steady, house shows are steady, Raw ratings are steady, but boy, SmackDown's ratings have just dropped terribly. What does it mean when there's just one thing suffering like that, when all your other metrics are strong except that? Was this more of an issue where UPN is... this is right before y'all move over to CW. So is it a channel issue? Is it a Batista issue? Do you think he had peaked? Maybe he didn't have a good heel partner. I think at the time he was working with Finley. Do you think he just didn't have the right opponent?
No, from that time period, and you look at UPN, and UPN was losing stations.
Yeah.
It was, so now, you go in, you've got a Viacom station, but, they're losing affiliates left and right. And we're getting all over the place, and it's all of a sudden, okay, you're on channel 9 this week, and then next week there's a new UPN affiliate. It was not a good time for where we are. We were broadcast, but it wasn't a good broadcast.
But barely.
Yeah, barely.
Isn't it remarkable to look back and we're having a conversation about SmackDown being on UPN or CW, and now the shit's on Fox? Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.